First true freshman or redshirt freshman, any kind of freshman to start for the Vols in the home opener since Brent Schaefer did it 20 years ago for Tennessee. UT leads the series 37-2-2. The last meeting was in 2019. Mocs have not won here since 1958. Just look at Neyland Stadium rocking on Rocky Top to start the season. Alan Karajic will kick it to Cam Selden. Welcome back, college football. Selden at the goal line. Tripped up, but gets past the 30, up near the 34. To the field we go.
Coach Heupel today wants a clean show. Be efficient, have a short memory, but go out there and rip it. You're the quarterback, the artist, you have the paintbrush.
Heupel's teams have scored on the opening play 5 times in the last 3 seasons. Iamaleava goes to the sideline and throws a good ball. That's complete up to the 46. Brand new receiver, Chris Brazel, came over from Tulane. He gains 11.
Already over the football. What a way to start your opening campaign.
Iamaleava will hand it off to Dylan Sampson. You might recall Sampson was the workhorse this time last year. Had those 4 touchdowns against UVA to start the season. Was banged up a bit, but finished strong. With over 100 yards against Iowa in the bowl game. He picked up 7. They go to him again, and he's right near a first down. He's passed it down to the Mocs 42.
Well, so much is made about the passing attack. The Tennessee offense wants to run the football. And that time, you got a timeout by the Mocs. And you can see the tempo jumps.
Timeout, Chattanooga. Their first time out of the half.
But it's Nico's turn. A 6'6", 215-pound redshirt freshman from Long Beach, California, has a 1st and 10. And he'll hand it off again to Sampson, who's got daylight inside the 30, running behind that new left tackle, Lance Hurd.
What a great pickup by the Vols and Lance Hurd, an all-conference freshman team member at LSU a season ago.
Down to the 30, and now a little trickeration as they do a sweep. It's Brew McCoy inside the 25, down to the 21, and you hear all the brews. This man had a gruesome injury on this field against South Carolina last year. He is the heartbeat of Tennessee football.
And what a great way to get him an easy touch, guaranteed touch there.
Now looking to throw, Iamaleava throws a first down completion to Brew down to the 16-yard line.
Now the challenge for any defense is to recognize you're going to see a ton of plays, but can you keep this offense in front of you, bend, but find a way to stop in the red zone?
Now it's back to Sampson, and he doesn't have much there. Gets down to the 15. Diarco Perkins McAllister on the tackle on a minimal gain for the Vols in this first drive of the season. Iamaleava, offensive MVP of the Citrus Bowl. 3 rushing touchdowns in that game. Also had a passing score, the true dual threat.
You can see how deliberate the offense can become in the red zone. Not an area that the Volunteers were very efficient in a season ago.
And he'll hand to Sampson again, and Dylan gets down inside the 10. It'll be 3rd down from there. Sampson is the junior from Baton Rouge. They lost Jalen Wright and Jabari Small, who ran out of eligibility. Wright led the SEC in rushing last season. Now it's Sampson's turn, the workhorse on this first drive, and Vols have their first 3rd down. 3rd and 4. There's a shovel pass caught by Sampson, and somehow he turned it into something, but it's 4th down as Quay Wiggles stopped him short.
Had an opportunity almost for a tackle for no gain. And you see Tennessee, you talk about aggressive. 4th down.
39% on this down. They go straight ahead, but nope, there's a timeout first. Coach Heupel came down there, called timeout.
Tennessee's called their first charge timeout of the half.
It's a 4th down inside the Mocs 8-yard line. Coach Heupel's team wasn't good in the red zone scoring touchdowns last year, Stinch. until Nico Iamaleava showed up in the bowl game, they were 4 for 4. Let's see if Nico keeps it or hands it to somebody here on this 4th and 2.
You see a little hard count with a quick clap. Got the Mocs to rock in their stance, trying to get a free first.
He does hand it to Sampson, and Sampson moves the pile down to the 1. 1st and goal, Tennessee.
We talked to the coaches about Sampson yesterday. Boy, they were plenty excited to have him back in the backfield.
And give it to him again real quickly. Touchdown, Volunteers. Tennessee's running backs never fumbled the ball last year. Sampson, you can always count on him to deliver crucial moments, converting the 4th down and then another touchdown on the opening drive of the season. And the first kick of Max Gilbert's career is a good extra point, 7-0 Tennessee. 11 plays, 65 yards, using the ground game quite a bit.
A lot of runs. That's a new quarterback's best friend. Got this drive going though with a little improv. Iamaleava able to extend on that first throw, completed 3 passes, but it was the ground game. They finally got the balls, not only a conversion, but a touchdown on their opening possession.
7 Dylan Sampson runs. That's Josh Turbyville. He's still kicking off, the Knoxvillian. And the Mocs start their offensive season at their own 25-yard line. Chase Artopius, the senior from Orcutt, California. So walk-on at UCLA, he wanted to learn how to be a coach under Chip Kelly. And then after a few years of being a walk-on, he said, you know what? Maybe I'll transfer somewhere and try to play some quarterback. And he's been terrific for Coach Wright.
Yeah, a luxury, really. We talked about it a little bit earlier. First time under Coach Wright where he gets to coach a returning starter at the most important position offensively. And they're definitely going to lean on him. They say that he can operate this offense completely. Can the offensive front hold up?
Played in 10 games last year, threw 20 touchdown passes. Hands to Reggie Davis. Davis finds some space and gets ahead past the 30, getting 7 yards against one of the best defensive fronts in all of college football. This time, Artopius keeps it, throws. It's a first down completion. Past the 35, up near the 37. They did push him back as Jalen McMurray pushed Sam Phillips way back, but his forward momentum gives him a first down.
This is what we can expect to see a lot out of Chattanooga today. Move the pocket, see if you can be positive in the ground game. As you mentioned, that opener 7-yarder, that's a fantastic way to get it going, but move the pocket. As you already mentioned it, Taylor, this defensive front, they roll deep and they are talented for the Volunteers. What you want to do is be able to have your playbook available to you if it does make it to 3rd down. So far, pretty efficient start for the Mocs offensively.
Up to the Tennessee 38-yard line. And a whistle. Today's referee is Jason Autry.
Timeout was called by Chattanooga. It's their 2nd of the half.
It's been a flurry of timeouts. We've seen 3 timeouts already. Wow.
Chase Artopius, the Mocs, after a first down, will turn, hand, and Reggie Davis will get greeted by several Mocs. The ball's on the ground, and the Vols say they've got it. They do. Joshua Joseph recovered it, Stinch. It was Tyree West that forced it. How about that forearm by West to punch that ball out? Iamaleava's got a short field and throws ahead to the 31 to Brew McCoy. Now, a new rule in college football is there's helmet communication that the quarterback now has with the coaching staff, Alyssa.
It's not the only new rule that teams can utilize. We also have seen iPads on the sidelines. More on that in a moment.
Iamaleava throws again. down inside the 21 to McCoy. Alyssa.
One of those things that, you know, you would think would be an interesting adjustment, but I talked to Nico this week about the in-helmet communication. He said, I thought it was cool. I've watched the pros do it for such a long time. It's just one more way that I'm getting ready for the next level. When it comes to the iPads, that's been interesting to watch so far, too.
Head to Sampson. Dillon breaks it. First and goal, Volunteers.
Just so many different ways offense can hurt you. This offense, the formation itself spreads you out. And then the tempo, get a light box. Not many defenders in the line of scrimmage.
Iamaleava, touchdown pass directly across the middle. It is a dart to Ethan Davis. Max Gilbert won the kicking duty, the freshman from Memphis, and his first 2 extra points of his career are good.
Find themselves in the end zone once again, and Ethan Davis, new face at tight end, able to get his first touchdown of his Tennessee career.
Saw the other games that are coming up later today. Alabama without Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer coaching the Tide tonight against Western Kentucky. Florida and Miami in a steamy swamp in Gainesville today at 3:30. That's what the Mocs are wearing, with Artopius at quarterback at his own 25. Chase will throw underneath, and at the feet of Lance Jackson. Boo Carter from Chattanooga had the pressure right there on Artopius. Remember that name. Boo's fighting for some playing time in a completely new secondary.
Talking with Coach Banks, defensive coordinator, yesterday, he said if you ask anybody on this team, they're going to tell you this kid's confident and he is not scared to compete. They love his demeanor.
Artopius throws to the sideline. That ball's caught. On 3rd and 4, Artopius throws it at the feet of a receiver. It's incomplete. Sam Phillips was the intended target. Heath J.U. will punt it to Squirrel White, dangerous receiver and return man. Still looking for his first touchdown, returning a punt as he stands at his 25 and lets it hop, fields it at the 21. And there goes Squirrel, past the 40.
He can be an electric playmaker. You see him just get upfield. It's that first would-be tackle that makes you hold your breath if you're in that coverage unit, because if he's able to get loose.
Are in the SEC now. Iamaleava looks down the field and he throws a bullet inside the 40 to Brazel.
You think this fall's coaching staff and personnel are excited about Brazel's addition? Man, they were gushing about his skill set.
23 yards to the man comes over from Tulane. And Iamaleava, that's another laser. It's Dante Thornton. Touchdown, Tennessee. Just 2 plays and 59 yards for Nico. 2 perfect passes to give Tennessee this big lead. You know, they were all over the outskirts of this stadium this morning. 3-4 hours before, they wanted to see Nico Iamaleava come into the stadium. Well, he starts 8 for 8, 97 yards and 2 touchdowns on a Tennessee Saturday afternoon. Josh Turbeville kicks it through the end zone. Kentucky and Southern Miss, those two have started the season before, and it's been a close call in recent years.
Yeah, buddy.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 79.
Came out, got a first down, but then turned the ball over, and Tennessee has kept punching. 1st and 15 for Artopius, who drifts back, and that's deflected at the line of scrimmage. Omari Thomas, Big O with the deflection.
That time protection actually had held up pretty good. So Artopia's had a good pocket to work from. Get your hands up in those passing lanes. Great job getting that big old paw up to get a pass deflection at D-line.
Now 2nd and 15. Artopias throws the other way. Caught. Nice turn and nice move up past the 30 to the 33 by Sam Phillips. He'll set up 3rd and short. Defensive coordinator Tim Banks for the Vols. He's got one of the best defensive fronts because he has quite possibly the deepest defensive front in college football.
I mean, and not only are they able to roll guys in there, but they really like the depth and their ability to continue to affect the game. It's not like they drop off that much when they roll in new faces.
Of course, that includes James Pierce, potential 1st-round draft pick next year. 3rd and 2 for Artopias, looking over at that Mox bench. The play clock's down to 2. 1. Didn't get it off.
Well, you could see, Taylor, it looked like they were trying to move. They're protecting back from one side to the other. Lance Jackson.
Delay game, offense number 9. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
On 3rd and 7, Artopias has to go underneath, incomplete. Everybody covered up down the field. Omari Thomas might have gotten a piece of the ball again. JU's first punt went 48 yards, but he gave Squirrel White a chance to return it. Tries to kick it away. It's a good punt, and Squirrel can't return it. 52 yards.
As soon as these drives are over, coaches are combing through film with them, so a lot of new tools.
Yamaliava goes up past the 14. He'll pick up 4. It's supposed to turn on right now. As soon as the play clock resets.
Yeah, they can speak to him.
They can speak to him right now. And obviously when you snap it that quickly, you can't say much. Iamaliava will take off with the flag down past the 20. It would be a 1st down.
A couple plays in a row. Coach Heupel's not going to like those. The previous one, kind of a unique formation. 2 guys in the backfield next to him.
Holding, offense number 74. The penalty's half the distance to the goal. Repeat, 2nd down.
Looked like a little bit of confusion as to who would end up with the football.
Now on the doorstep of their own end zone and just hand it off, get some breathing room back up to the 17 for Selden, a sophomore from Virginia. Shoulder injury in the spring, but good to go now. Iamaliava throws to the 20. That's a good ball to Holden Stays, the Notre Dame transfer.
It makes for an easy conversion, really, Taylor. You look out there, you see who's off, and just spit the football out there quickly on short yardage to go.
Iamaliava throws the deep ball. Got him! Dante Thornton again.
It's just so hard to get your cleats in the ground to play defense versus this ball offense. The chain crew was nowhere close to getting set up, and just as well, because on that 1st down play, you're already on your horse. They're nowhere close to getting set up here.
Selden take it down to the 16.
What makes him distinct, the skill set wise, he said, his ability to improvise. And he had to do it on the very first play of the game. He had to do it on the very first play of this series. Find a way to gain yardage when it didn't go quite the way you wanted to.
Wants to throw. Always can take off. And that's what makes him so dangerous, is you don't know what he's going to do, as Caleb Webb couldn't make the catch. That's his first incompletion of the game that never gets rattled and stays even keeled.
Yeah, well, don't let the smooth taste fool you. It's a big dude. He is imposing. Not a big, thick quarterback, but he's every inch of 6'6".
He has a 3rd and 6 here. Another shovel pass, and looks like Selden went the wrong way there. Back towards the interior of that defensive line. And kicking competition that lasted all of August between Max Gilbert and Josh Turbyville, and Gilbert won the job. The redshirt freshman from Memphis has made his 2 extra points. This is his first field goal attempt as a Vol from 36 yards. And it's good.
Salvaging this drive. Didn't start out great. Got the penalty early. maybe a little confusion. You see his ability to get outside the pocket, make something happen. Spits one in there to his tight end for a touchdown, then another to Thornton across the middle.
He said, you know, Joe had so many critics, dealt with a lot of pressure. Watching him and the way he went to work to focus on himself, what your team wants to accomplish.
In week 1 of the 2024 season, Topius with a flag down, throws underneath and to his tight end, Jake Gibson. Gibson, one of those super seniors.
Illegal motion, offense, number 6, moving forward towards the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
On 1st and 15, Davis squirts out of there and gets 4. Keenan Peely with the tackle. First time we've called his name in 12 months. Freak triceps injury versus Virginia in the opener last year. Believe it or not, this is his first game in Knoxville.
Boy, are they eager to have him available again. A guy that they missed, as you mentioned, nearly the entire season a year ago. He's the one that's getting all the communications too, incidentally, from defensive coordinator Tim Banks.
2nd and 11, Davis. It was Joshua Josephs who looked like he had just as good a chance as Davis to take the football.
Former linebacker, incidentally, Bryson Eason.
That's right, now interior defensive lineman. Davis jumps over a defender and get it out to the 28, where Will Brooks made the tackle. 4th down.
It's going to be difficult for most of this season. You look at Tennessee and some of these offenses, when you come in here, or you're going to face this Tennessee, even at your place, this Tennessee defense, that defensive front's going to be a handful. We've hammered it home, and it's true. And part of that is going to really come in handy as this secondary that's got new faces in the back end gets more acclimated.
Now it's a Jude Kelly punting this time for the Mocs. It's a low soccer-style kick. Take a Mocs bounce.
Wow, really effective.
Down to the 22-yard line. Vandy up 17-3 on Virginia Tech in Nashville at halftime. Over here in Knoxville, it's the Nico Iamaleava show. He's been sensational. He throws to Dylan Sampson. A little screen pass out of the backfield. They love this part of Sampson's game, and you can see why. 19 yards.
It was something they pointed out, made it a point to say, look, this guy's got great hands. And we cannot wait for him to get more reps, use him in the passing game.
And now hand it to him on the next play, and he breaks free up to the 47 as Walker makes the tackle. Behind Sampson, you can see we've already seen Cam Selden, Deshaun Bishop, Khalifa Keith, Peyton Lewis. There's a bunch of options. But unlike last year, there's a true number 1 tailback.
Offense, number 87, not set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Good job running after contact.
They just let it run out at the end of the first quarter. The Volunteers and Nico Iamaleava are putting on a show. Great to be back on Rocky Top in week number 1. More points than any game in the first quarter last year. Nico Iamaleava, sensational. 12 of 13, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns in that first quarter. Dylan Sampson had 60 yards rushing as he leaves the backfield on this 2nd and 9. They throw it to him. And Dylan with the run after the catch, just short of the 1st down.
I think we're going to see a good bit of Sampson's engagement in the passing game. And that's not to say that they can't use him as a runner. They will.
Nico throws into the slot to Squirrel White. Squirrel's first catch of the day, team leader in catches last year with 67.
It's an easy pitch and catch. That's a cushion throw.
All day. Surveys, throws to Brew McCoy, 1st and goal.
you're going to find a one-on-one. They spread you out so well. You see the safety. So on the opposite hash on that throw.
Sampson pays it off. Touchdown, Tennessee. Into the second quarter and already 30-plus points on the board for Josh Heupel and Nico Iamaleava. Certainly the competition will get stiffer stench as the weeks go on, but what a throw Nico just made to McCoy here.
You see McCoy does a good job climbing the ladder, a little extension demonstrated. And of course Sampson able to finish the drill. Finds his way into the end zone once again. The thing is, these iPads, like any other piece of technology, out in the heat, they can overheat. They've got to be very careful about even keeping those things cooled down. Might be a little more challenging, especially when they run into a buzzsaw like this defensive front.
Topius dump it off to his tight end up to the 39, Jay Gibson.
They've chosen to stay. Not only stay, but stay for a lot of years.
One-on-one ball incomplete. Looking for Nuno Watley, but Jordan Matthews is right there with him in coverage. Redshirt freshman from Baton Rouge staying with Watley.
That ball a little bit underthrown. Watley had a couple of steps on Matthews. If that ball's a little bit more upfield, you're looking at the opportunity for a big play.
Hand off to Davis.
Nice tackle. Wow.
Flag comes in at the end of the play as Jacoby Thomas tackled him.
And it had to be Thomas. There was a nice hole on the right side. And that's partly why. Holding penalty. Let's go back the Mocs up.
Offense number 67.
Third and 10 for Artopius. Handed off to Davis. And Reggie will get to the 48, just short of the first down. David Hobbs prevented the first.
You know that play call. Well, all right, so they're going to send out the punting unit. Part of that is out of deference to the Tennessee pass rush. Let's not do anything catastrophic here, but the other is, I think if he's maybe another yard closer to the yard to gain, Mocs might have said, forget it, let's go for it. See if you can't extend this drive a little bit longer.
Jude Kelly with his second punt. Fields it off the ground and just got it off. Volunteer might have gotten a piece of that ball. It'll be marked down near the 21. What a start for Nico Iamaleava and Josh Heupel. How about that over in Nashville? 17-3. Vandy on the lead, with the lead over Virginia Tech. Here, Deshaun Bishop on his first carry of the season gets a couple. Nico Iamaleava, a quarterback for UT, 15 of 16 so far. Looking to go deep. Overthrows Chris Brazel, and he had him. The Citrus Bowl, first thing he says, man, I had so many more chances. Could have hit a couple more that I should have hit. And you saw the reaction Nico made when that ball's incomplete. Bishop, extra effort, gets the first down to move the chains.
Yeah, you see the big plays and they'll love them. But then you see like a check down right there. Hey, let's get a first down right here, right? Instead of being overly aggressive.
And now hand to him. Not much there. Marlon Taylor. If you're a Chattanooga Mocs fan, you know that name. Preseason SoCon Defensive Player of the Year.
Big body. Nice job by Taylor. Shocking the block, shedding the block. Nice tackle there.
Nico throws to McCoy. McCoy Think those legs are okay? Inside the 45, down to the 41.
He's just so physical with the ball in his hands. Just give him a quick pass. It's almost like a long handoff. They liken him to like a running back. He does so well after the catch.
Facing pressure, Iamaliava throws, but there is a flag down. Ethan Davis didn't see that ball, I don't think, in the sunlight.
There is no foul for holding. The result of play is second down.
Late in his pass protection.
Nico's going to throw it out to Nimrod. Chaz will take it inside the 35-yard line. Sophomore from Arkansas started developing a little rapport with Joe Milton and then Nico as the season rolled on last year. Hand it this time to Bishop. Breaks it. Stay up. No, inside the 10. Just got tripped up by Jordan Walker. Tried to keep that balance.
That was the most productive trip I think I've ever seen happen. He picked up another 8 yards. No one has fallen longer.
Over the top and the easy pitch and catch. And another touchdown to Dante Thornton Jr. Just sneaks it in there, 38-0. Number 1 Georgia leads Clemson 6-0 early in the third quarter. That's a fun one to watch today. Florida and Miami at 3:30. And then tonight, Notre Dame and Texas A&M. It's true, sponsorship. Reggie Davis gets a couple up past the 25 where Bryson Eason makes another tackle. Top of Davis, who breaks free and gets a first down past the 35. Jamal Lewis, I think, maybe have a little
Jamal
too
Lewis.
many yards against you one time.
Yeah, this guy named Peyton Manning, pretty good. One of the best additions to college football this season is a home playoff game.
Davis is going to get up to the 40.
That was a great decision.
And minus about 60 degrees.
They just swarm it. The front seven, you know, the defensive line we knew for Tennessee was going to be well stocked. Question marks, you know, new faces at linebacker, the third level in the secondary. I'm not certain that this Tennessee, from a personnel standpoint, Tennessee defense isn't better equipped. Coaches love the depth that they have at linebacker, and they have been very pleased with what they've seen so far with their new faces in the secondary.
Coach Wright keeps switching kick punters on us.
Eyes on the potential punt block. Nearly got the last one blocked.
Heath J.U. is back. Good protection, but that's off the side of Heath's foot. Someone that loves the game of golf, I will not say the word. 38-0. Back home next week, go to Alabama in a couple of weeks, also to Kentucky, and there goes Dylan Sampson again. Tennessee's off to the races at game 1, and Sampson gives the Vols a 1st and goal.
Took out the side judge in the process. He got down there so quickly. Keep that guy hydrated. The only thing stopping him today is leg cramps. He has had one heck of an afternoon already.
Benny Wamba prevented the touchdown, but Sampson gets the ball back on the next play and goes in.
So many touchdowns that running out of touchdown celebrations. That one was troubling. Working the Oompa Loompa dance there in the checkerboard. Dylan Sampson. You talked about it earlier, Taylor. They know what they have in him. He's going to be the feature back. He's had a heck of an afternoon already. He and Dante Thornton both.
.461 total yards of offense. Sampson has over 100 yards rushing as he goes into cooler conditions.
Maybe that's the motivation, huh? Get out there, dance around, find a hole, shoot the gap. And if you do it quickly enough, you can come back over on the sideline and cool off. Just this vision there, realizing the crease is there, and then the touchdown we just saw. Nice push up front. That offensive front. What's the celebration? I don't know. The detonator. These poor cheerleaders, these guys are going to be cashed.
That guy on the end.
Oh, he's struggling.
He's saving himself.
I've had enough.
He's saving himself.
That's more like a calf raise. What's happening there? Get down there, big fella. Let's go.
Make sure you're hydrated. It is a steamy one. Feels like it's almost 100 degrees in Knoxville, and it's over 100 on the field.
We're going to do more push-ups.
Lance Jackson. Not much right now. I haven't called his name much, but we've called just about everybody else's on that defensive front. Good pass there. Artopius as he finds Nuna Watley working for College Game Day. Lance Jackson, not much, maybe a yard.
Not scared to get downhill.
New linebackers coach too, by the way. William Inge comes in replacing Brian Jean Marie, who went to Michigan. Somehow Artopius got that ball off as Boo Carter was all over him in the backfield.
Watch Boo Carter. He's going to trigger into your screen from the slot. T-Lander looked like he was a little confused, actually. T-Lander should have been breaking out. A lot of emphasis has been on the new faces. He's excited about nearly all of them. They feel like they've got all the parts they need.
Prior to the snap, delay the game. Offense number 9, 5-yard penalty remains third down.
Just 4 first downs and 88 total yards for Chattanooga here in the first half. It's 3rd and 14. Mocs are 0 for 5 on this down today, and they just hand it off. Jackson take it past the 35 up to the 36.
It's just so difficult. We talked about it on the top. They got to find a way to try to stay on schedule. It's really challenging, going to be challenging for most teams to keep it 3rd and manageable. It's just going to take that many. There has not been a lot of those situations today for the Mocs offensively.
That's Jermod McCoy, the other number 3 that's back there to return this punt. My man Russ Moore already in mid-season form.
Really is.
You have to have 2 3s back there.
Oh,
look
boy.
at that out the side of his foot from Kelly. Now get down to the 30. Looking forward to watching them. I think they'll have a good one there. Today, Selden is in the backfield next to Iamaleava, and he led Nimrod a little too far.
Think about one before where he got hit from behind as he released it.
Had trouble with the snap there. Most quarterbacks would have lost about 5 or 6 yards on a play like that. Did pick up 4, so it's 3rd and 6. Balls are 4 for 6 today. Stepping in front of the football is Josh Battle, as McCoy would have had a first down. Good play by Battle. And the Vols will punt for the first time. Jackson Ross, all SEC freshman last year, is going to use his right foot this time. Takes a Mocs bounce on Ross on his first punt of the season. Only 24 yards. A new rule in college football this season. Artopius, oh my goodness. He was clobbered back there. Tyree West was the first one to him.
The bottom of your screen, you see Puller It looked like the back was going to help. It didn't. Ended up trying to pick up. They have an overload blitz on that side. We're trying to run a little play action. Tyree West clobbered him.
Davis going the wrong way, and this should get us to the 2-minute timeout. A new wrinkle in college football in the second and the fourth quarter. Think about that as you're trying to win a game down the stretch. 55-20 overall as head coach. Of course, that includes 3 seasons at UCF. 9-4 last year, finished number 17. And Kelly again, that sideways punt. McCoy fields it, and he gets up past the 40. There is a flag down on the field. You were saying it, Stench, it's the first time in 20 years that Tennessee has had consecutive top 20 seasons. Philip Fulmer in 03 and 04 had that. Heupel.
During the kick, holding return team number 12. The 10-yard penalty is enforced in the kick. It'll be first down, Tennessee.
Of what you could see from this offense under that young man's direction. I mean, he's just done such a fantastic job.
Citrus Bowl MVP, but today it's even better than that. He did get that one deflected by Jamar Jones. I think Coach Heupel and Coach Halsley want to see how Nico handles this little quick 2-minute offense before he hits the showers.
Yeah, situational football, right? So coming out of the 2-minute timeout, you're going to get a possession. What does it look like?
McCoy gets up near the 25, just short of the first down. Vols have 1 timeout left. And 3rd and 1, first down completion to Brazel. See, the clock does stop under 2 minutes, like it always has, but you have to get under 2 minutes for that to happen now in these days. Iamaliava runs out of the pocket. That's a good ball. And it's a catch by Ethan Davis. Big tight end straddling the sideline.
So we see him a little bit late on that one. Probably had a shot to Brew McCoy. Was not on it quickly enough and was able to come back to Davis for a completion.
16 yards. Iamaliava across the middle. Threw behind his intended target that time. It was Squirrel White.
They got a chop block against the Vols.
Personal foul, chop block, offense number 70 and 6. 15-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
So now 1st and 25. Back inside the 35. Iamaliava takes a shot. Joseph Backhole unblocked, got to him back at the 29.
Clean and from the blind side. So you think about what Tennessee was wanting to accomplish with this possession. A penalty and now a sack.
Myers Park High School product from Charlotte, North Carolina. Wow, almost a grab there by Holden Stays, but can't make the catch. Another flag down.
Offside, defense number 31 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Certainly not insurmountable for the offense.
2nd and 24 rather. Iamaliava runs out of the pocket and gets up past the 35, pushed out right there. So now 3rd and long with 27 seconds left. This is really the only thing that hasn't been smooth for Nico in this first half is this 2-minute drill.
You think that really just the one punt here in the first half, and then they got after the 2-minute timeout, a little bit clunky on this one.
And Selden goes straight ahead on what could be the last play of the first half.
Yeah, I see the handoff. They're just playing for the locker room now. Not a great finish for the Tennessee offense, but boy, what a start. They call it 99% of these first 2 quarters.
493 total yards of offense Iamaleava throws for over 303 touchdowns. It was the Nico show in the first half. The most passing yards ever for a Tennessee quarterback in a half. Beat the record by one that was set by Tyler Bray.
One of which he was being hit from behind. Otherwise, a remarkably efficient first half for a first-time starter here at home.
We will get more from Chase Artopius at quarterback. He'll dump it off again to his big tight end, Jake Gibson.
Lots of opportunities as a play caller here.
And a first down throw up to the 40 to Sam Phillips. You're not just coaching for today, you're coaching for the entirety of the season, and you have to figure you're going to need that 2-minute hurry-up offense. Mock starting the season here in Knoxville and then at Georgia State in Atlanta next week. Hit as he throws. Good ball by Artopius to Nuna Watley, and he's down to the 36-yard line. It's the biggest play for the Mocs today. 22-yard completion with Omari Thomas in his face. Artopius won't go that way, turns around, throws, and it's a perfect ball down to the 18 to Sam Phillips. In the red zone for the Mocs for the first time. Davis down to the 15. To the ends, just short of the end zone, incomplete. 3rd and 8. Down to the 10, flags everywhere. Watley be just short of the first down.
Looks like the mic is down. It's offensive pass interference on the Mocs. We've seen this a couple times this afternoon, Taylor. You know, the Chattanooga offense seems to have something working. They get a negative yardage play or a penalty that undoes the forward progress. They were in the red zone with a completion for positive yards, and instead you end up with that offensive PI. But where they'd had some success is the run-pass option plays. You're asking your quarterback to make a read after the snap. And Artopius had done a good job. You could see Coach Wright's not happy with that call.
So instead of 3rd and 8, now 3rd and 23. And a handoff to Davis. Down to the 25 where Will Brooks makes the tackle, and we'll see if Coach Wright elects to put some points on the board. Jude Kelly, who has been punting some today, is also the kicker. He had a 48-yarder last year as his long of the season, 8 for 10 last year, 43 yards on this attempt. And Chattanooga is on the board. 10-10 to go in the third quarter. On a steamy hot Saturday in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee, Vols are starting the season strong, up 45-3, thanks in large part to Nico Iamaleava's terrific start, threw for over 300 yards in that first quarter. First half, rather. Mocs just scored for the first time. Short kick fielded at the 30-yard line.
Or on Brew a little bit later.
Yeah, I was hoping we would eat cookies, Alyssa. We'll tell you more on that coming up. As Gaston Moore is in the game and throws it to Holden Stays. Stays will pick up 9. Gaston is the 5th-year senior from Hilton Head, and he's been with this coaching staff longer than Josh Heupel's been with Tennessee. He was at UCF with these guys And then he came over here. He's the third string quarterback the last 2 years. See the limited action in his career. Can update that number now to 11 completions after that 9-yard catch. There is a player down on the field for Chattanooga, and he's near the Tennessee bench, I believe. Coach Heupel now with more, and we could see Jake Merklinger as well, a true freshman who's the third string quarterback. Hand off to Selden. And Cam gets into Mox territory. That's his 4th carry of the day and his best one for 13 yards.
Really was. Kind of had to pick his way through the interior portion of that offensive line.
Moore slings it near the sideline, and it's a good ball to Squirrel White. Number 99 in Squirrel's career.
Offensive coordinator Joey Halsley, he made it a point to tell us, look, Gaston Moore knows this offense, but he can, quote, drive the football downfield. He can make the throws.
As evidenced by that last throw, now to the end zone. Out of the end zone. Brazel tried to drag a foot. See it again.
He's trying to slow down. You can tell he knows. Yeah. Right foot clearly out of bounds. Good job by the back judge all over it. It's one step. That ball hung up just a hair too long.
Moore 6'2", over 200 pounds. Could have some coaching in his future, we hear. Selden almost scored, but he gets the first down as Batiste prevented the touchdown.
The Tennessee offensive front, it's interesting. In a tempo offense, usually you see a ton of just inside zone. Everybody kind of stepping with the same foot. There's not a lot of time to get assignments down. They pull an offensive lineman on more than half of their runs.
The pressure that time by Zion Rutledge.
That time an inside zone run there. But a lot of times you have to work on your assignment. You're actually pulling for a specific player. Their ability to communicate up front so quickly, it just adds another element to this offense. Makes it very difficult to defend.
Selden won't get much. It'll be third down. You don't see Coach Heupel slow it down that often, but he has here on this drive for Moore's first drive of the game. What does Gaston do on a 3rd and 10 here? Need to get around the 14 to move the chains. There's plenty of time. Throws to the back of the end zone again. Brazel's out. It'll be 4th down. West Tennessee's Max Gilmert now kicking for East Tennessee's Volunteers. And he knocks it right through there, 48-3. Doesn't matter where you're from in this state, they love the Vols. Speaking of the other side of the state, J.T. Carver from Martin, Tennessee to kick off. He's got a cannon for a leg just like Turbinville does. And shout out to our friend Mike Keith, the voice of the Tennessee Titans in this state. I don't know who's watching Vols today. He'll do a good job explaining that when the Titans tee it up next week.
In all the stadiums here in the SEC, they've been wired up for those feeds.
Topius tried to get it across the middle to Phillips, but Jordan Matthews with great coverage there. He can up past the 45 to Chris DeMarcant.
Now they have it right there ready to go on those iPads.
Yeah. It's like almost real-time film review.
A different type of technology, and then it stopped working. And so then, of course, both teams can't use it.
Somebody dropped the chisel? What happened?
Sam Phillips gets the first down again. Georgia State plays Chattanooga next week.
New head coach Del McGee, longtime running back coach. You see defensive backs coach Willie Martinez out on the field trying to get his guys lined up. almost commensurate with the length of an NFL season as far as physical practices. Another completion. How physical they've been in practice.
That was Zaire Thornton that caught that last ball, and Jackson was met in the backfield on that play by Jordan Ross, 4th down.
Great job by Ross at getting upfield.
I thought this might be no man's land, but it's a 55-yard field goal attempt by Karajic. This is Alan Karajic, who a senior from Chattanooga. Yep, there's the last man in, and Coach Wright's going to have to burn a timeout.
Well, he's fired up.
Chattanooga has called their first charge timeout of the second half.
Cole be at Kentucky and Southern Miss tonight. Should be a good one in Lexington. From 55 yards, that's hooked.
Had the leg.
Still 48-3. A couple of minutes to go in the third.
The Tigers in Atlanta, guys.
What a statement to start the season there, Dari. Here, Caleb Webb spins out of a tackle, and he gets the first down. Webb, the sophomore from Powder Springs, Georgia. Gaston Moore at quarterback on his second drive. Steps into that throw to the other side. Another good ball. Brazel still working. Down near the 42-yard line. Good start to the season for the #1 team in college football today in Atlanta for Georgia.
Yeah, kind of a slow start, it looked like, offensively. A couple of field goals early. They were definitely able to get it going. Another nice run.
That's Deshaun Bishop.
But really, the Dogs' defense, man, stifling, it would appear, in the opener.
We're just about 15 minutes away from the next big matchup involving an ACC and an SEC school, Miami at Florida on ABC. Moore, he lucky to get another attempt on this next one, as he wanted to throw it to Caleb Webb. 2nd and 10. This is a good one to Brazel. Nice turn after the catch. It's understandable all the attention that Squirrel White and Brew McCoy get. They deserve it. But this guy was terrific for Tulane last year. Brazel, I'm talking about. 44 catches there.
Kind of burst on the scene a season ago. All-conference performer over there in the American.
Bishop, touchdown.
Nice patience on this run by Bishop. See him just kind of wait, let the blockers get out in front. Good job by Kitzelman. Pulling around and getting engaged with the defender.
That has to feel good right there, Stench, for a guy that was injured last year, a highly decorated high school star right here in town at Carnes High School. And it's 55-3.
I think in some ways Lane Kiffin was benefited from the mindset of like a Nick Saban. Some of these head coaches that need a chance to stay in the game.
Topias tried to sling it in there into some significant coverage. Looking for John McIntyre, and Jacoby Thomas had him wrapped up. Topias out the back door. Throws over the head of his target to be 3rd down. 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to take the lead there. 3rd and 10, Reggie Davis. It's his 18th carry of the game. Jamal Wallace wrapped him up.
Yeah, Davis, a guy that they're going to have to lean on hard this year in the ground game. A different type of runner for the Mocs offensively, and just has not been able to get untracked today. That's not a surprise. A sizable challenge today for Chattanooga in the run game.
Saying that's Cam Selden that's deep. but his name says Carter. Boo Carter with the fair catch in that new college football playoff in December.
You know, Arkansas looked pretty good in their opener now. Incredibly efficient. It was all 10 offensive possessions, scored on every one of them.
On the last play of the third quarter, that's Peyton Lewis, the freshman from Salem, Virginia, with his first carry. We're back to watch the fourth quarter here on SEC Network in just a moment. Could the Volunteers be one of the teams in it? Gaston Moore, backup quarterback, is in there ready to throw. And he gets it out there to Caleb Webb. And Webb's down at the 40-yard line. Late flag comes in.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 42, late hit on a defenseless player, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play, and includes an automatic first down.
Powder Springs.
Handoff to Peyton Lewis.
Another 27 out there. We saw some of the legendary numbers being played up here during one of the breaks.
And Moore, that's to Webb again, and more flags down.
And now it's a player downfield, offense number 72. 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
Vols like a lot that's snapping the football. William Satterwhite, freshman from Barberton, Ohio, the heir apparent to Cooper Mays at the center spot. Moore gets it out of there, and a good ball to, it's complete, and it's right near a first down. That is Dayton Sneed with the catch.
Some of the Tennessee fans are going to wonder if you're even allowed to play football without Cooper Mays at center.
Just short of a first down, and then the freshman Lewis moves the chains. There are a couple other true freshmen that I know Volunteers fans are eager to watch. Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley both not playing today. Coach Heupel said for health reasons he was going to wait to see them in their debuts, but Matthews had a big 63-yard touchdown catch in the spring.
Parkview High School grad.
I knew you were going to get that in there.
Yeah, buddy.
Lewis down to the 25. You see so many players switching schools these days, and that seems to get a lot of attention, but there still are true freshmen making a difference in the game. Moore, it's dropped. Moore, oh, it's picked off. This is Kobe Joseph trying to go the distance. It's a foot race. He won't make it down to the 10-yard line. Joseph, the Harvard transfer. Nathan Leacock prevented the touchdown.
Tries to jam it in there. It was out in front, looked like it deflected up a little bit. Yeah, just got to run through that throw. That's on your receiver that time. You're expecting him to run through the throw. Instead, he kind of throttled down a lot of snaps. On the field a lot.
Davis down to the 9 of the game for Chattanooga on a 2nd and goal. Davis again. This time down to the 7. Artopius, one-on-one ball to the corner. Incomplete. It was Phillips and Beasley. Phillips caught it, but he was out of bounds. Oh, Beasley got his hand in there at the end, too.
Great job by Beasley to finish through the football.
A 25-yard field goal attempt by Jude Kelly. And he hooked it. For all that, the Mocs come up empty, and Tennessee will get it back. Jake Merklinger is in at quarterback for the first time ever for Tennessee, and he'll hand off to Khalifa Keith, a sophomore from Birmingham. Merklinger's a freshman from Savannah, Georgia. He threw for over 3,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions in his senior year at Calvary Day High School there. That's his first completed pass, and it's a good one for a first down to Nathan Leacock.
Now I loved Halsley's story about Merklinger. He said they went down there and watched him play basketball. And they said they're in some cage of a gym. It's rough, intense. They said he was just giving it as good as he was getting it. And he just got it there. All 4 guys sacking him. Like a little bit of miscommunication out there on the perimeter, but they loved his competitive spirit. He said,
let's give that sack to Kai Teo, by the way.
Josh Heupel's like, that's our guy. This is our guy. Let's go get him. The competitive spirit. Oh, a little hard count.
Offside, defense number 57 in the neutral zone with contact. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Got some moxie to him in August, and that's why we're getting to see him play in the first game of the season. Keith has some space and gets up to a first down.
We knew that talking to the coaches. They said they fully anticipate getting guys in there if the game goes well, and it certainly has.
Merklinger, he said he could run, and he gets a few there and get ready for NC State next Saturday night in Charlotte. It's about 4 hours to get back home for Alyssa and me. Vols will head over there. It's about 2.5 hours away from Raleigh, so you really will. You could have a split crowd there next Saturday night. Tennessee travels like nobody's business, and everybody knows that.
Especially considering the season they're anticipating, right?
Yeah.
This will definitely stoke the flames, this kind of performance.
Good catch. Down to the 43-yard line by Trey Weary. His first catch of the day. Sophomore from Houston. Merklinger, another underneath throw and another great catch by Weary. Just keep doing it.
Well, if it's there, might as well get it, right? He's looking out there saying, this is almost, call it free yardage.
Prior to the timeout being called, the previous play is under video review for the ruling of the catch.
I'd like to do a review on these moonshine cookies we got up here. We're going to eat those suckers.
It's a good point. So, folks, we were supposed to eat a moonshine.
This looks like a catch. Great job.
Moonshine
there.
Mountain cookie today.
That's what it is.
If Brew McCoy caught a touchdown pass. As part of the deal is when he catches a touchdown, everybody gets free cookies. And I'm sorry to report that it doesn't look like the whole entire stadium or all of Knoxville is going to get them, but we are. That's because we went there yesterday.
I was about to say, we preempted the whole process.
We went there yesterday just to plan for this.
After video review, the ruling on the field stands, second down.
And Keith will get a couple of yards thanks to Moonshine Mountain. As Keith gets down near the 30. I know Alyssa, where is your cookie?
Well, I had to find a air-conditioned room to store the cookies, where I did not think I'd be able to actually eat them because it's like a furnace down here. So I just ran over to get them. I don't know where my camera is, but I'm down on the left, to the left of Tennessee's bench outside the dotted line. Looks like you gave me 2 M&M, Taylor? What the heck?
Hey, you know what? You don't have to eat them both. Save one. I'll eat the other.
I mean, I'm
What's
going
on?
to eat them, but, some variety would have been nice.
Wow, look at this. Unbelievable.
It really is kind of unbelievable, isn't it?
Wow, I can't believe this. I made a special trip to deliver those cookies.
Yeah, and that's the response we get.
Unreal. Hey, did you keep them over there with the iPads? Those iPads will keep them cool. They got a little iPad cave. It could be a cookie cave.
Weary with his third catch of the drive.
By the way, I've had a lot of chocolate chip cookies. It's hard to make them special, right? We've all had them. But I don't know what they've done to this cookie, but it is amazing.
And it's Keith again, and he gets down near the 10.
For the record, we did confirm there is no moonshine in the cookies. Just the name.
Apropos for the region we're in.
We didn't find out, does Brew, I wonder if he's a big proponent of these cookies?
Oh, yeah. Look at Keith. Hard running inside the 5. First and goal, down to the 3. And for just the third time in program history, the Vols go over 700 total yards of offense.
Goodness. Wow. And the pads are still popping down there.
Keith is met in the backfield that time by Justin Gilmore.
Good job by Gilmore. Getting to the mesh point on that give. A couple of big licks delivered on this drive. We can hear him all the way up here, even over my chewing of this cookie.
Maybe that's our thing this year, desserts. We've gone all around the SEC the last few years eating at various great restaurants. I'm not suggesting we're going to stop doing that, but maybe we shout out desserts this year as Keith moves the ball all the way down to the 1. Good hard running between his pads.
How about this Mocs defense? They're going to fight trying to defend every blade of grass here late in this contest. Kelvin Morris down there still battling away at defensive tackle.
3rd and goal from the 1. Keith. He got in there. Khalifa Keith.
Get his name in the box score.
Josh Turbyville gets to kick this extra point, and he knocks it through there. It's 62-3 here in Neyland Stadium for Nico Iamaleava and the Volunteers. He set a 1 single half record for passing yards in the history of the school, throwing for 313 in the first half. And the Vols just under, or excuse me, they're just over 700 total yards of offense for the 3rd time in school history, leading 62-3. Over in Nashville. It is over. Vanderbilt beats Virginia Tech in overtime. Good start for the Southeastern Conference, already 2 wins over the ACC today. Last season certainly didn't go the way they wanted. Luke Schamberg's at quarterback, and he hands it to Journey Weish, and he gets 8 yards. So Georgia takes care of Clemson. Vandy surprises Virginia Tech. Florida and Miami just underway today. There's 3 matchups today with the SEC versus the ACC. I guess Notre Dame sort of kind of is in the ACC.
Sure.
A little bit.
Ish.
They play Texas A&M tonight.
Occasionally. An occasional ACC member. Rocky start, you know, and even some ACC on ACC crime, knocking off a top 10 team. Georgia Tech over FSU. Helmet pops off.
It's Weish for a first down up to the 40.
Tyrell Ragland, left guard, as helmet comes shooting off. He's going to have to leave the field for at least a snap. You know, Chattanooga's going to have to find a way to regroup. They knew what they were facing. Tall task today. It's a pretty big mountain to climb. Made a couple of plays, put themselves in position to score. They could have had more than 3 points. The interception returned by Kobe Joseph.
And now Weish. Not much that time as Jalen Smith makes the tackle. Coach Banks says he can rotate about 10 guys on his defensive line, another 5 or 6 at the linebacker position. This is a deep team. You got James Pierce, of course, who is expected to be one of the first picks in the draft if he does decide to go into the draft next year. Big O, Omari Thomas, Joshua Josephs, Dom Bailey. Omar Norman Lott is on the Reese's Senior Bowl watch list. Of course, that's played down in Mobile, Alabama. Weish gets a couple of yards, and it'll set up a third down. There's a deep defense that's only given up 3 points today. It is the 2-minute timeout in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Colorado State.
What a time in the SEC to have OU and Texas both in the conference. Never expected Dari Noka to give us a Texas update on an SEC game, but here we are in 2024. Just 2 minutes to go in this game where the Vols lead 62-3. Nico Iamaleava was terrific today for Josh Heupel's Tennessee Volunteers. 3rd and 13 for Luke Schamberg in this offense, and Luke throws, and that's a good ball right near the sticks. Zaire Thornton makes the catch. It'll be 4th and short. Certainly thinking about the entire Heupel family. There is Josh's dad, Ken. Josh's mom, Cindy, passed away this past May. Ken is always on the sideline watching his boy coach the Volunteers. That is a family committed to coaching and to higher education. A tight-knit family. And I know all the Heupels certainly miss Cindy, and we're thinking about them today on this first football game of the season in 2024. JU has it blocked. I mean, right into his breadbasket. Jordan Ross, touchdown.
Tennessee's been close a number of times in this game. Watch get upfield right now many times. Just a fantastic job. Didn't really even have to lay out. Ross just goes up and blocked it with almost both his hands.
JT Carver to kick off with just 1:07 left in the game. And a reminder, coming up in just over 10 minutes from now, Williams-Brice Stadium will be rocking as the Gamecocks and head coach Shane Beamer host Old Dominion to start the season.
Another dual threat type of quarterback.
And Weish for a few. Vols next Saturday night at 7:30 in Charlotte. Play number 24 NC State on ABC. Georgia State and Chattanooga meet next week in Atlanta. Next Saturday, we are headed to College Station, Texas. Peter will be on the air at noon Eastern time, and then we're up at 12:45 for the Aggies against McNeese State. First, the Aggies have to take care of Notre Dame tonight.
I mean, a lot of interesting games to open this season when you think about it. Already some surprising outcomes, including the one you just talked about with Vanderbilt over Virginia Tech earlier. We've seen some upheaval early on in this season.
Looks good from every vantage point today for Tennessee. On a 3rd and 4. And Jackson won't get much. And that should be the last play of the game. Nico Iamaleava is the story. 22 of 28, 313 yards and 3 touchdowns in just one half of football as Tennessee starts the season with a statement victory over Chattanooga, 69-3.
It started fast for the Vols. 11-play drive. Got to see some runs and passes. Then they opened up that passing game. Man, they were hitting on all cylinders. Wasn't until really the end of the second quarter before that offense seemingly faltered. Defense was very stout. An impressive performance in all the areas you would expect.
36 first downs, a new school record, 717 yards. That's the 3rd most in school history, and the 2nd most points in school history with 69.